Good afternoon and welcome to the University of East London Sports Dock as we get ready for WPL action between the East London Phoenix and the Loughborough Lightning, a rematch of all four WPL finals, with the East London Phoenix having won their first title back in May last year with an 80-50 victory over the Lightning and cutting short the Lightning run of successive championships. As East London Phoenix on the end of a back-to-back, having beat the Cardiff Met Archers here in London yesterday evening, a 76-17 victory for Loughborough, led by Amy Conroy, who ended up with 32 points as part of a triple-double. As for the Loughborough Lightning, the second game of the season, having beat the Cardiff Met Archers in Cardiff about a month ago in January. George Bates' side winning that one 77 points to 25. It was Alana Brand leading the way with 38 points and 11 rebounds on 63% shooting, and she was supported by 18 points from Holly Lowndes, 13 from Anastasia Blees. But it is a very short-handed Loughborough today. Just 6 players available, including Maya Steeples, who'll make her WPL debut. The rest of the Loughborough roster: Anastasia Blees, Holly Lowndes, Jessica White, Elena Brand, and Jessica Atherley. For the Phoenix, the same 9 players that did feature yesterday. As the Phoenix still without Katie Morrow, but they will have Amy Smith, Sophie Carrigal, Sophie Patterson, the finals MVP last year, DB Steele, Leah Smith, Amy Conroy, Jodie Waite, Clara Ojokoyo, and Kate Reddy. As the two teams heading out onto court, Phoenix will go with Patterson, Carrigal, Conroy, Leah Smith, and Steele. And for the Lightning, it will be Steeples, Blees, Lowndes, White, and Brand. As referees just getting final checks underway. And it'll be Amy Conroy and Alana Brand in the centre circle, ready for play to get underway. Referees and officials on the far side all happy. And we are underway as Alana Brand ends up with the tap off, and it'll be Holly Lowndes to bring the ball up inside immediately to Anastasia Blees. A little bit too strong on the bank attempt, but Lightning with the early pressures. Amy Conroy picked up the defensive rebound, just about gets it over the timeline to Sophie Patterson. And it'll be Patterson now to the right wing. Conroy reversing the ball. Brand nearly cuts it off, but Patterson able to recycle out. DB Steele doesn't get the shot to go, misses the rim. And Leah Smith underneath couldn't pull down the rebound, didn't have time on the shot clock either, so great first defensive possession for the Lightning. As the ball goes inside, Brand leaves it a little bit short. And Phoenix able to push in transition. Amy Conroy. Jess White did really well to make sure Conroy didn't have a pass, but no one picked up the cutting Sophie Patterson, but she misses. And now Alana Brand in transition for the Lightning on the right-hand side of the floor, working with Anastasia Blees. Steeples now at the top, going to kick it back out to Blees, who's going to stop behind the screen of Alana Brand and make it. First points of the day, 90 seconds into the contest. George Bates asking for pressure by his Cardiff team. But Phoenix able to break it this time, but Carrigal decides against the early shot. Steele will roll into it from the baseline and respond with 2 of her own. as Amy Conroy picked out by Loughborough. So advantages, Alana Brand trying to cut away into the paint, but Phoenix defense able to collapse and force her to reset, but Blease will stop. This time a little bit long, but we're able to get her own rebound off the back iron. And she'll partner up on that side with Holly Lowndes. Beats Sophie Carrigill with the baseline drive, but Anastasia Blease can't make the layup. And Phoenix throw it away in transition. Just 8 turnovers for the Phoenix yesterday. But head coach Adi Origami still a little bit disappointed with a little bit of sloppiness, but from his side, including having to use a timeout super early into that game, just 80 seconds in, as Blease little hook pass to Brand, and Sophie Patterson will get called for the contact, trying to contest the shot, catching Brand on the arm, and that will send Alana Brand to the line. First one for Brand, rattles home. And able to make the second. And Carrigill pushing ahead. Conroy trying to attack in off the baseline, but that pass just a little bit too high. The two GB internationals trying to connect as Sophie Carrigill able to get out of the back pick attempts by the Lightning, so East London will be able to set up on the top of the 3-point line. As Staples with a beautiful curl in for Alana Brand, and she's able to get to the other side of the key and put it home. As 3-on-2 for the Phoenix, Carrigill to Patterson. Lowndes trying to come over to contest, but goes straight into the front of Sophie Patterson. Enough contact to avoid Patterson making the layup. But she'll head to the line for 2 shots. First one just about rolls in. As Holly Lowndes Steeples again doing a really good job at Lana Brand with a great take on the baseline, but they're going to call a 3-second violation. I think on Staples, who was trying to do the work on the weak side of the floor, not quite leaving the key in time. As Patterson looking for options, has to stop in her tracks, throws a hook pass, aiming, I think, potentially towards Smith on the weak side, and Adi Origbemi, not happy with what he's seen, is going to use a timeout as the Loughborough Lightning lead 6-3 after 4 minutes here in London. So another early timeout used by East London. In fact, what they said, there was a little tip by the Lightning on that entry pass. So it'll be East London ball on the baseline. Conroy swings it across. And DB Steele had a great open look on the left-hand side of the floor. But again, that mid-range shot not able to go. And now Loughborough setting up Blease, given space, no contest by Patterson, but Anastasia can't get it to go as Sophie Kaggle picks out Holly Lowndes. As DB Steele left down the left-hand side, can't convert. Another open look for the Phoenix goes missing as Alana Brand trying to work on the baseline. This time met early by Conroy. Jess White in the middle of the floor. Swings it to Lowndes. Lowndes going to stop behind the screen off the front iron, but Jess White able to pull down the rebound. Lowndes now on the middle drive, leaves it off to the right. And that'll be a ball heading out of bounds. As Phoenix now working to try and create an offensive advantage, but Anastasia Blease able to get out of the pressure. And Leah Smith coming back for the inbounders. Jess White goes for the reach in on DB Steele. Will get called for the push with the chair as well. And that'll be the second team foul on the Lightning in this opening quarter. As we just roll through the midway point, 6-3 the lead. As Conroy working hard, Loughborough really committing 3 people to this side of the floor with Amy Conroy, and this time DB still able to get into the paint and banks it home. As Blease again on the right hand side circles back, it's going to be patient, no contest on the shot, back iron, fight for the rebound ends up in the hands of Leah Smith. Phoenix ahead as Patterson picks out Blease. It had left Steele wide open, but Phoenix unable to make it, and the ball is thrown ahead, but DB Steele was out of bounds. Referee happy she wasn't forced out with the contact by the chair. So it'll be a Loughborough possession. As Blease will again taking the main ball handling responsibility for the Lightning. Cuts across to that right hand side, this time working with Holly Lowndes. As Brand met at the top of the 3-point line. White on the free throw line, opts again for the reversal pass. Brand in the paint, a little bit short, but Jess White, another offensive rebound, and she banks it home. Jude Hamer and George Bates immediately asking for pressure from the Lightning side. As Lowndes blocks the shot by Patterson, but Phoenix able to retain possession. Carrigill 8 on the shot clock to Conroy. Conroy gives it up. Reversal steal. Another attempt for DB Steele is taken all but 2 of the East London Phoenix shots early on in this game. As Conroy again applying pressure, the ball out to Brand, 3 on the shot clock, off long. And Amy Conroy able to push, gonna cut in on Mia Steeples. DB Steele again on this left-hand side. Conroy trying to attack middle, but met by the double teams. So Steele will have to fire up another one. Can't get it to go. And still just 2 field goals for the hosts in the opening 8 minutes as Brand cutting on the baseline using the white screen, and she connects. Alana Brand up to 6 points already in the game. Amy Conroy still looking for her first attempt of the game. Again, Loughborough committing 3 players to Amy Conroy's side. Steele from straight away, misses everything. Steeples with the defensive board. As Anastasia Blees has a lane to the hoop. Can't convert and layup, but another great look for the Loughborough Lightning, who have really created the better offensive shot attempts in this opening quarter. Still, reversal to Carrigal, little pump fake from just outside the free throw line. Now Conroy will get her first shot of the game up and gets it to go. And it's a 3-point lead for the Lightning as we enter the final minute of this opening quarter. Blees fakes baseline, cuts middle, and is met by a combination of Conroy and Smith, but illegally so. Foul's going to be called on Conroy for the block, and it'll be a Lightning ball from the end line. And Holly Lowndes will collect the baseline ball. Brand able to get in the paint, one-on-one isolation. And DB still not close enough to contest the 10-footer. As Conroy gives it up to Smith. She'll fire up the shot. That one in and out once again. Phoenix held to another mid-range opportunity. Just 3 attempts in the paint in the opening quarter for London. As Brand able to arrive late. Can't get it to go, and Sophie Patterson with a strong rebound as shot clock is turned off. Smith throws it ahead. Steele has Patterson ahead. No one in the backcourt for the Lightning, and Sophie Patterson will lay it home with 5 seconds left of the quarter, and that will end the quarter. But a great start for George Bates' side, really taking Amy Conroy out the game. We'll take a break here from London with the Lightning leading 12 points to 9. Welcome back to London. Still no subs for either coach, but after the first quarter, it's Loughborough Lightning with the 12-9 lead over the East London Phoenix, the defending champions. As Alana Brand leading all scores with 8 points, as Conroy, Steele, little quick give and go, and Leah Smith open on the baseline. On the rotation, better ball movement by Phoenix, really trying to find ways to attack the 3-on-2 with Loughborough committing multiple chairs over to the side of Amy Conroy. Is now Loughborough trying to set up on the offensive end, and Anastasia Blease stopping behind the Alana Brand screen, able to convert for her second field goal of the game. Blease just 1 of 7 shooting in the opening quarter as Leah Smith finds Conroy. DB Steele had a momentary chance to attack, but Holly Lowndes able to get back in the play. Conroy nowhere to go, has to recycle to Sophie Carrigal. Little bounce pass, but that pass splits Smith and Steele on the edge of the shot clock violation. But either way, it was heading out of bounds and a Loughborough ball. As looks like Phoenix are going to make a change for the first time today. Jodie Waite will head to the table as Blease makes another from behind the screen. Again, Phoenix choosing not to jump and happy to allow those mid-range shots as Sophie Cargill. Phoenix loading up on a power side with Steele and Conroy together. Smith, now Carrigill able to roll into that one, leaves it. Sorry, but a little bit too much on it, and that ball back into the hands of Holly Lowndes and Alana Brand now at the top. Lowndes able to just about pull that down, opts for the shot over the contest, and I think it's going to be DB Steele called for the, no, in fact it's going to be Sophie Carrigal called for the contact on the arm of Holly Lowndes, and she will head to the line. First personal on Sophie Carrigal as Sophie Patterson will take a break. And Jodie Waite, who made her long-awaited return to the court yesterday for the Phoenix, will check in wearing number 23. As Lowndes misses both, and Leah Smith able to pull down the rebound, hook pass into Carrigal, a little bit risky, but Amy Conroy in the front court as Waite and Smith trying to keep Holly Lowndes out of the defensive play. Indeed it is, so it's 4-on-4 as Jodie Waite has Holly Lowndes trailing. Steele, top of the key, gets it to go. And she'll move on to 6 points personal for the Phoenix. But Loughborough retain this 1/2 possession lead. As Brand cutting in deep into the paint. As Jodie Waite looking for an outlet pass as Smith and Carrigal combine to keep the play going, but DB Steele can't pull the pass in. And it'll be the 6th turnover of the game for the Phoenix. As Jess White, another offensive rebound, this time on the long shot attempt. Blease going to be patient. Sophie Carrigal with the late jump. Blease puts it up. DB Steele had no idea where the ball was, so it comes all the way out to Alana Brand. And Steele's going to be happy with her shooting. And Alana Brand makes that one. So the Lightning lead is a game-high 7 points. As Conroy met again by 2. White and Staples collecting. So Steeples doing a really good job. 3 on the shot clock. Phoenix Spence letting DB Steele know, so she'll put it up and beat the shot clock buzzer. Much needed 2 for DB Steele. again. Phoenix happy to sit. This time Jodie Waite able to get out and make Blease reset, but she rolls into the shot once again. And Anastasia Blease moves up to 8 points. As Conroy finding Jodie Waite, has to reset, not in full control. Conroy is going to fire it up and gets contact on the wheel during the shooting action as Maya Steeples trying to come across to contest. But that will send Amy Conroy to the line. Conroy went 0 of 2 yesterday. This time makes the first. As Sophie Carrigal just getting some instructions from Adi Orugbemi on the sideline. And Conroy goes 2 of 2. And the lead once again at 2 possessions for the Loughborough Lightning as Anastasia Blease comes back out to the side as Holly Lowndes is the one cycling out to the top. Blease, Jodie Waite trying to jump over. Going to give up the roll to Jess White. Blease late in the shot clock, but Holly Lowndes cuts in from the top. Able to pull down another offensive rebound, the 6th offensive board for the Lightning. And they've converted that into 6 points. As it's now a 2-on-2 in the half court. Steele and Conroy versus Lowndes. Sorry, Brand and Blease, but Lightning able to get everyone back and now set up as Smith moves it on over to Steele, and Steele able to make the shot, and Adi Orugbemi calling for a high line press that will change in defense for the Phoenix, but Lightning able to get it over comfortably. As Brand able to get inside position on Steele, and she'll curl on the contact and not able to make the layup, but DB Steele will be called for the 2nd personal foul on the hold, and Alana Brand will head to the line, but only after we get a timeout from Loughborough, who lead by 5 with 4 minutes left of the first half. So Alana Brand will be the one heading to the line after the timeout. And able to make the first, despite Amy Conroy entering during the free throw process. And Alana Brand makes both and moves themselves up to 14 points personal. As Smith able to just about pull in the pass, throws it ahead to Conroy, who's right on the halfway line, needs an outlet, and it's Sophie Carrigal streaking down the court, and her layup goes in and out. And Alana Brand able to track down the ball. As Adi Orugbemi asking for some ball pressure. Well, that's the one thing Loughborough break, and White hands it off to Lowndes. And the Loughborough lead is up to 9 points. Phoenix haven't led at any point in this contest. It's been a terrific defensive game plan by the Lightning. as Waite has Lowndes out of play. So it's a 4-on-4 as Carrigill cuts. This time makes no mistake on the layup as Adi Orobemi asking for a high line, but with Lowndes out of play, she's an easy outlet. But Phoenix making it a lot harder, or wanting to, for Lightning to get into the offensive end as Alana Brand does a terrific job pulling that in, and she'll get the contact from Leah Smith. And Alana Brand once again going to the line as Adi Orobeng calling Amy Conroy over for a chat. As this time the first no good for Brand, her first miss from the line. And second no good as well as Leah Smith pulls down the rebound, and she'll throw it ahead to Conroy, who comes into the backcourt to get it. And Mia Steeples be called for the foul, for the push. And that'll be her second foul. As Amy Conroy just told to reset into the backcourt, so that'll allow Phoenix to have a 24-second shot clock. She's looking for an option, throws it to Steele. Alana Brand tried to jump into the passing lane. Jess White hands on the ball, and there's going to be contact called. But great hands by Jess White initially, but then called for the pushing foul. So that'll be Jess White on 2 personal fouls. And a third team foul on the Phoenix. So Steeples and White both on 2 fouls, as White able to get inside, avoids the pressure by Holly Lowndes, but that put her just a little bit too far under the hoop. And Alana Brown trying to beat the shot clock rolling down, but indeed she can't, and that's an 8-second violation for the Lightning. And now Brandt having to work to get back into play, in which case she does. And the Phoenix trying to cut the deficit down. Steele throws up the shot. No, going to say referees looked like it was short on the block, but indeed it was. So it'll be a Loughborough ball, sorry, East London Phoenix ball, not a Loughborough possession as originally called. And it'll be Amy Conroy with 1 second on the shot clock. Gives it to Steele, and she gets the shot off just in time, but a little bit too strong, not an easy look. And Holly Lowndes has to pick up the dribble. And this time Loughborough able to get it over. White and Brand working together. As Jess Atherley heading to the scorer's table for the first time. As Brand deep in the shot clock gets it to go. As Conroy in traffic. Blease able to find Alana Brand, who just about avoids the charge call as Amy Conroy tried to line that one up. But Blease deep in the corner. Conroy onto one wheel to try and make the pass difficult. It's a long hook pass out to Alana Brand. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. Blease going to throw up the hook 3-pointer. That's no good. And the shot clock will expire. And that will allow Jess Atherley to check into the game as Adi Orobemi going to call a timeout with 57 seconds left of this half. We'll take a break with the Loughborough Lightning leading by 9. So 57 seconds left of the half. Changes on both rosters, as Jess Atherley, wearing number 98, will check in for the first time, giving Holly Lowndes a break. And for the Phoenix, Leah Smith will have her first break of the game and replaced by Clara Ojokoyo, as she will cut into the paint and she gets it to go. Immediate impact for Ojoako, who's made her debut in the WPL yesterday, as Blees trying to set something up on the offensive end. It's a power side for the Lightning, but Blees able to make it. Anastasia Blees, who had a slow first quarter, starting to warm up. She moves up to 10 points personal on 5 of 15 shooting as the shot clock is turned off. 10 seconds left of the half. Convoy looking for options. Steele is the outlet. 3 on the clock. Steele over Atherley, in and out on the attempt, and Loughborough Lightning dominating first half performance by the 3 times champions. They have a 32-23 lead over the East London Phoenix. 16 points for Alana Brand and 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Anastasia Blees. It's just DB Steele for the Phoenix with 10 points personal. But we'll take a break here for half time as the 3 times champions lead by 9. Hello and welcome back to East London as the battle between the WPL champions is going the way of the Loughborough Lightning at half-time. They have a 32-23 lead over the East London Phoenix, looking to get to 2-1 on the season. Is George Bates' side, the Phoenix, trying to stay perfect at 2-0 if they could come back from this 9-point deficit. The second game of a back-to-back for the Phoenix will also be at home in 13 days' time against the Mohawks. And as you can see on your screen, the East London Phoenix and the London Titans running a wheelchair basketball experience, including a 3-on-3 session, a skills workshop, and chances to design basketballs, as well as a meet and greet with players from both sides. The QR code on the top of your screen, if you scan that, and you can sign up. As both teams about to head on to court. The Lightning first out, and they will come back out with their starting five of Blease, Steeples, Brand, White and Lowndes. For the Phoenix, it is going to be Carrigill, Conroy, Steele, Smith and Oja Akol, who came on with in the last minute of the first half and made an immediate impact with 2 points, as Holly Lowndes a little bit long on the shot. And it'll be Sophie Carrigill with the rebound, looking for an outlet, and that's going to be a 8-second violation on the Phoenix. First 8-second violation on the London side today. Phoenix did have 7 turnovers for 10 Loughborough points in that opening half. As Blease lines up the three off the sideline out of bounds. And Sophie Carrigill leaves it for Amy Conroy. As Steele on the right-hand side, taking the majority of the Phoenix shots in that first half. Skip pass. Conroy gets hit on the hand, or on the arm by Holly Lowndes, and she'll go back to the free throw line where she went 2 of 2 in the first half. Conroy with just 1 field goal attempt in that opening half. And the first free throw, no good. That'll be the second personal foul on Holly Lowndes. As Conroy goes 0 of 2. A lovely take inside by Alana Brand, who got in position. Conroy with the rebound finds Smith, looking for options. Conroy just about gets it over in the 8 seconds to DB Steele. That ball very nearly not established in the front court, as Carrigill curls in, banks it off the glass too strong. Loose ball rebound ended up with the Phoenix. Conroy double teamed, Steele and Smith working together inside. Lovely dish off for DB Steele. We saw that once in the second quarter, but Phoenix need more of that, as Loughborough Lightning have been sending 3 people out to the side of Amy Conroy, really slowing her ability to score down, as Blease shouting for the ball, and Sophie Carrigill able to get into the passing lane and deflect the ball out of bounds. So Lowndes to Anastasia Blease. Blease with 10 points in that opening half on 5 of 16 shooting. That one goes long, and DB Steele on the left-hand side. Conroy's basket side of Brandon. She'll scoop it home in transition, and George Bates will opt to use a timeout as the East London Phoenix start to get some momentum, and they cut it back to a 5-point game early in quarter number 3. So we are back here in London after the early timeout by George Bates to Phoenix on a 4-0 run. And have cut the 9-point lead almost in half. Can Loughborough respond? It's Blease. Lowndes got inside position on the roll, but Brand able to pick up the weak side rebound. And she lays it home. Loughborough 7 offensive rebounds on the day, including 3 for Jess White. And they've converted that into 6 points. As George Bates trying to organise. Steele, little pass over her head. She's going to just about get back in time to retain possession. It's Smith to Steele. 5 on the shot clock. Lowndes is out. Not a great screen, so Steele's going to have to throw it up. In fact, she doesn't even look for the shot attempt, and it'll be a 24-second violation. As Alana Brand having to work hard to be open. She'll throw it ahead to Lowndes. And now Brand will have a chance on the left-hand side, but Blease is there first and lays it home. So an immediate 4-0 run in response for the Lightning, who have had control of this game the whole way. East London Phoenix have never led in this contest. As Conroy had a chance to attack, hands it off to Steele. Lowndes will fly out on the contest, but DB still able to get it to go. Steele up to 12 points personal on 6 of 15 shooting. As Anastasia Blease breaks free of the pressure, she'll take it over her shoulder and lay it home again. Phoenix have changed it up. They started a lot more passively on the defensive end, but now looking for options as Smith receives the hook pass. Opts not to go to the left, instead finds Amy Conroy on the right-hand side. As Carrigal sets the screen, rolls to the basket, cut off. She'll throw it up to avoid the 3 seconds and get it to roll over the front of the rim. And now both sides really finding their offensive rhythm in this second half. Trading scores, but can any team get a couple of stops? As Lowndes, Carrigal makes a little play at the ball. Blease left open as Brand was deep in the paint. Conroy went to help on that. And Conroy able to get there just before Jess White. And Smith to DB Steele. Carrigal with the pick. Is going to get away with what looked like a 3-second violation. But Jess White able to pull down the miss. But that pass turned over. And now Carrigal will have the open lane. Can't convert though. And Holly Lowndes able to take the outlet, and it's a 2-on-1. Lowndes and Blease. Steele gonna go to Lowndes late, and Adi Orobemi calls the timeout. Not happy with the defensive awareness of his team that it was a 2-on-1. Instead trying to keep Alana Brand out the play, and they were made to pay, and it's a 9-point Loughborough lead once again. So we are back in London after a row of scores for the Loughborough Lightning. Scored on 4 of their last 6 possessions, and that lead back up to 9 points as Phoenix moving the ball around, still on the elbow, leaves it to the right. Jess White able to come in and pull down the rebound, and she'll outlet it to Anastasia Blease. Alana Brown met above the 3-point line by Conroy. Pick comes by Steeples. Brand turns. Conroy trying to get out to it. Brand going to shoot over the mismatch, but Sophie Patterson just backing in to Alana Brand, and will be called for the foul on the arm on the shot as Patterson reached back, and that will send Alana Brand to the line. Potential for Brand to get up to 20 points if she can make both free throws, and for the first time today, Lightning have a double-digit lead. And that one in and out, but Holly Lowndes pulls down the rebound, and Adi Orobemi puts his hands in his head on the far side as the lead is 12. Patterson, Conroy, open on the block, in and out. First miss of the day for Amy Conroy. But Jess White throws it away, and Alana Brand trying to rescue possession, crashes into Amy Conroy, and she'll be charged for her second foul of the day. And before Amy Conroy could go into the shooting motion, so it'll be a baseline ball. Conroy again taking it out of bounds. Carrigal driving middle on Jess White, just about retains possession. Conroy on the curl, can't get it to go. And Anastasia Blease will bring it over the front court. As overthrow for Lowndes, but Steeples able to get a hand on it, retain possession. Lowndes reversing it out to Blease. That one's short, but Jess White had inside position, and the ball eventually finds Holly Lowndes, who's rolling in from the top. Little bit fortuitous maybe for the Lightning, but they won't mind. As Conroy finds Smith, who's been quiet today. This time breaks the paint, beating Jess White, and Alana Brand can't get out to contest. Some of the Mallow Eagles volleyball players who have just finished their game supporting some of their university compatriots. As Blease working with Brand. 8 on the shot clock. Blease going to roll into it. Long rebound again coming out to Lowndes, and she's able to convert. Loughborough now into double-digit second chance points on the day. As Patterson just inside. Conroy steal 2-on-1. Conroy nearly loses balance, and Holly Lowndes takes the foul. Slows down the transition play. That'll be the third personal on Holly Lowndes. Third team foul on the Lightning, but really smart foul to break up the transition play. And Holly Lowndes will come out to be replaced by Jess Atherley. And Jodie Waite will also check in for the Phoenix. And she'll give Sophie Carrigill a break. First break of the day for Sophie Carrigill. As Conroy immediately cut into the key, but Jodie Waite not able to make the connection on the pass. As Alana Brown told to go by Anastasia Blease, as Phoenix gonna opt to play 3-on-3 defense. As now eventually Blease and White able to get into play, and that Phoenix gonna leave Alana Brown. She can't convert. Doesn't even hit the rim, and that one goes out of bounds. Smith, long pass to Conroy, and Conroy and Steele not on the same page. DB Steele a little bit worried about the sideline, but had a bit more room than she thought. Stopped early, and that into the spectators. As Blease given the option for the free. We've seen in previous years she can make them that one in and out, but another offensive rebound. This one to Atherley, but that pass behind Blease. She tries to tip it, and Amy Conroy able to get a free push. Jess White not going to be able to get there, and Amy Conroy able to get the layup to go. As we enter the final minute of quarter number 3, a big minute potentially for the Phoenix. Can they get this to single digits perhaps? As White, hook pass out to Blease. Smith thinking about jumping. Patterson does late, but Anastasia Blease knocks home the shot. George Bates asking his team to stay and continue this pressure that's been on the East London Phoenix, but Amy Conroy in the front court able to get position to receive the outlet pass, and Jess White trying to fight over the screen, hooks Conroy's wheel, and she'll be called for the personal foul. Second personal on Jess White, 4th team foul, so any foul in the last 25 seconds would send London to the line. Conroy attacking the paint, can't get it to go. And the shot clock will now be turned off for Loughborough as Alana Brand fouled. And the second team foul on the Phoenix in the quarter, so 10 seconds left to work with for the Lightning. Blease coming over. Patterson thinking about jumping it. Blease gonna leave it short. Jodie Waite pulls down the board, but a strong quarter for the Lightning. They take it 17 points to 12, and George Bates' side has a 14-point lead as they look to go 2-1 on the season. So 4th quarter about to get underway here in London. The East London Phoenix look like they might be falling to their first defeat of the season. They trailed Loughborough Lightning by 14 with just 10 minutes of action to go as Conroy tries to split the triple team. Steal to Smith. Great hand by Holly Lowndes. And Alana Brand able to come up with the rebound for Smith to pump fake. And she realised she was under the hoop when she tried to release the shot, as Lowndes weaves in and out of the screens by Jess White, and she gets it to go. And Holly Lowndes has had a terrific second half. She's up to 14 points personal to go with 9 rebounds on 7 of 11 shooting, so just 4 misses for Lowndes. And Loughborough 16-point lead as Patterson tries to bank it home, but a little bit too strong. Alana Brand, met by DB Steele, cuts off the lane, and Leah Smith able to get her hand on it to knock it loose. Just the 8th turnover of the game for Loughborough. But Amy Conroy again met with 2 chairs. Jodie Waite from the free throw line gets that one to go. And that's Jodie Waite's first points of the game in just 12 minutes of action. She continues to make her return from injury. Blease forced to back out. Going to skip it over to Brand. Waite is going to go to contest. The ball goes to DB Steele as it falls short, and now Amy Conroy given the ball. Smith crossing, and that opens up a lane for Conroy to get down the middle. 4-on-2. Steele back to Conroy, and she makes it. And Adi Orobemi looking for a high press, as Blease thought about giving it to Lowndes. Blease just about stays in the front court before rolling back over. White now looking for options. She finds Maya Steeples. Lovely cross-court pass to Alana Brand. Leah Smith and Jodie Waite on the power side. Holly Lowndes can't get that one to go. And George Bates, the new GB men's head coach, stands up. He's thinking maybe about a timeout if Phoenix can cut this down to 10. Patterson trying to find Conroy, but throws it behind, and Holly Lowndes and Anastasia Blease have the 2-on-0 fast break, and Lowndes is able to convert a huge play for the Lightning to get the steal, an easy score, as Patterson couldn't just connect with Conroy. This time that connection made, but in a really tricky spot for Amy Conroy, not really to go able to go anywhere until Patterson able to set a pick, and now Conroy driving. Double screen set by Smith, and the ball is illegally knocked out by Jess White as she made contact with Amy Conroy. I believe that'll be her 3rd personal foul. Indeed it is. So it'll be a Phoenix possession. 14 on the shot clock with just under 7 minutes to go as they try and cut into this 14-point lead. Steele can't convert on the open side of the floor. Maybe had a little bit more time there than she thought. And now Alana Brand pushing ahead. Jess White trying to free her up, and Steeples cutting down as the late contest came in from behind by DB Steele, and the Phoenix have a chance. Leah Smith wide open on the weak side of the floor. Amy Conroy instead trying to find Patterson on the pick and roll. And George Bates is going to use the timeout with 6:12 to go. You can see Judah Hamer on the bench wanting maybe a little bit more communication, and the gap is still a comfortable 12 for Lightning as the Phoenix try and make a 4th quarter push. So George Bates using that 2nd timeout with 6:12 remaining, and his Loughborough side still have a 12-point lead over the defending champions. And you feel like East London Phoenix have almost got to be perfect here down the stretch if they want to get back into this game. White to Blease on the reversal. Blease, no contest by the Phoenix, can't convert. And Amy Conroy pulls down the weak side rebound, and she's going to be able to push. Phoenix looking to set up angles. It's Sophie Patterson. DB Steele on the left-hand side, but there's contact on the shot of Sophie Patterson aggressively driving. And I think it's going to be Maya Steeples. Indeed, it is called for the foul. That'll be her third personal foul. And it'll send the East London Phoenix to the line. Patterson was 1 of 2 in the first half. That one goes. Sophie Patterson up to 6 points on the day. And doesn't get the 7th, but Amy Conroy gets the offensive rebound, but can't convert the putback. Just a 4th offensive rebound for the Phoenix. As Brand trying to find a lane into the key. Jess White working to try and curl her in, but that's cut off. And Blease gonna leave that short. Anastasia Blease really struggling for shooting efficiency today. She's now 8 of 27 on the day for 16 points. As Conroy cuts into the middle, White cut off so she can't set the screen to steal from the baseline, doesn't get it to go. And Jess White pulls down her 11th rebound of the day. Now joint leader with Alana Brand on defensive rebounds. In fact, the game leader as well is Jess White now, as Alana Brand, shot clock down to 2 and swishes it, as the Phoenix choosing not to jump Alana Brand, and she goes up to 21 points personal. And the Loughborough lead is 13 with 4:30 to go. George Bates asking the team to jump. A bit more of a 2-2 split though, so Jodie Waite's screen will help with Conroy. Lowndes comes late, and Steele overthrows Leah Smith. And Adi Orobengi going to use his second timeout with 4:07 to go. And his side still trailing by 13 points. So 4:07 to go for Loughborough, as they look to go to 2-1 on the season with a wire-to-wire victory over the East London Phoenix. As Blease to Brand, who leads all scores with 21 points in the contest. Blease gets that one to go, and that might just be enough for the Loughborough Lightning. As Smith fires up the quick one, gap one, banks in off the top of the glass. As Jess White gets it over, Holly Lowndes has a chance to attack, but Jess White goes for the shot. Lowndes in position though for the offensive board, and she'll recycle to Brandon. White has a beautiful curl in for Alana Brand. frantic 3 minutes to go. Conroy looking to attack baseline, but Smith and Steele weren't able to connect on the pass. And now Anastasia Blees just killing a little bit of the game clock. Doesn't need to rush, no jump coming. Lines up the shot, a little bit too strong off the back of the rim. And Sophie Patterson trying to throw the ball ahead, but Anastasia Blees got a hand into the passing lane, and that allows Steeples to retain possession for Loughborough. Brand on the baseline, curl, squares the chair up. And that lead is up to 17, game high for Loughborough, and Adi Orobengi's potentially using a timeout. We're going to see if the referees allow it. It was very late in the process. I think it was too late. Indeed it was, so East London will have to inbound the ball with 2:02 left. And subs potentially there as Jess Atherley on court as Patterson finds Steele. Conroy recycling the ball. Wait, just on the elbow, gets it to go. And no, can't quite sub yet. The clock stops, but it is a Loughborough possession, and Loughborough aren't subbing, so the East London Phoenix can't make a sub. But Jodie Waite goes up to 4 points on the day. As Blees, little pass inside to Atherley. Atherley has to reset, overthrows Jess White. That ball into the back court. DB still has a choice here. Does she let it go back bounds or try and create a fast break opportunity? She tries to go quickly, but throws it away. Underthrows Amy Conroy. And that steals 6th turnover of the day as Blees from the foul line gets it to go. And now the Phoenix can make the subs with 1:09 to go. It'll be Carrigill and Clara Ojiko back into the game as Jodie Waite and DB Steele come out for London. As Conroy, off balance, gets a little bump from Jess Atherley, just backing in. The fact the foul's going to go on Alana Brand. That'll be her 3rd personal, 4th foul for Loughborough. So no major concerns with just 63 seconds left of this contest. As Ojiko with the inbound, Carrigill rolling in, can't connect. Oh. And potentially the final shot opportunity for Loughborough. Expect they might run out the clock on the next offensive possession as Atherley gets bumped. I think they're going to call it on the floor before the shot. Foul called on Smith. And it will be a baseline ball, so new 14 seconds. As Atherley right on the edge of the key, able to get the ball out to Blees. She'll set the screen and roll. Atherley leaves it short and into the hands of Amy Conroy. As she'll throw it ahead, and it's a 2v1 for the Phoenix. As Patterson over Brand, a little bit too strong, and Alana Brand will pull down her 10th rebound to complete a 25-point double-double. But the Lightning turn it over. 5 seconds left in the game. Conroy tries to fire up a late shot, but can't get it to go. And the Loughborough Lightning come into London and dominate the East London Phoenix 63-46. Loughborough led wire to wire, won every single quarter in the contest. And they were paced by 25 and 10 from Alana Brand, while shooting 58% on the day. And then 20 points for Anastasia Blees and 4 assists, 16 points on 8 of 13 shooting for Holly Lowndes, who also had 11 rebounds. And Jess White with 12 rebounds and 4 assists, including 4 offensive rebounds for the one-pointer. For the Phoenix, Amy Conroy couldn't get going. The Loughborough Lightning game plan working to perfection. Just 8 field goal attempts for Amy Conroy, but she did end up with 10 points, 10 rebounds and 8 assists, as DB Steele with 12 points and 7 assists, but 5 turnovers as well. As Loughborough Lightning moved to 2-1 on the season, the East London Phoenix dropped to 1-1. The Phoenix will be back in action at the UEL Sports Dock in 13 days' time, as they'll take on the Mohawks, who are leading the WPL, having had a strong victory over the Worcester Wolves earlier today, 67-36. That game 6:30 on the Friday night, and you can sign up for a combined East London Phoenix London Titans experience with the QR code on your screen right now. But thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be back in 13 days' time for that Phoenix Mohawks game, as Loughborough Lightning final score 63-46 over the East London Phoenix.